Hey folks, I'm Paul, this is BBQLAND. It's nice and early, and today we're going to be cooking beef ribs on the Masterbuilt Gravity Series 1050. So to set up our grill, I've already got the hopper filled up with some Kamado Joe big block lumpwood charcoal. And I've locked the door. I'm going to take two natural fire starters, I'm going to place them onto the charcoal grate and then light them using a standard lighter. So I'll take our lighter, light these underneath. You can see these are starting to burn. I'm going to leave these burning for about 2 minutes and then we're going to turn on the grill. Now you want to take out your fuel, your air intake slides. I'm going to put them on this handy hook. So we'll turn on our grill and we're going to set a temperature of 140 degrees Celsius. And press start. If you noticed, nothing happens. This is because there's a safety feature in this grill. At the firebox, there's a little switch here. So once we close the lock, you can now hear that the fan's kicked in. So now we have to wait roughly 15 minutes for the grill to come up to temperature. So let's get to the kitchen and prepare the beef ribs. To prepare our beef ribs is nice and simple. We start with a nice 4-bone rack of Angus beef. We're going to be using 3 ingredients: hot sauce, salt and pepper. That's it. For the beef ribs themselves, you can see that I've given them a trim. I've taken that top layer of fat off the majority of it, with the exception of this part where I always find the last bone always gets, as you can see, always tapers off and gets a bit thinner at this end versus this end. You have to be conscious of that when you're cooking them as well. So to make sure that I give this little bit of extra fat to help protect this smaller piece whilst we're cooking this larger part. So take some hot sauce. We're going to use that as a binder. Rub that all over the beef. Take some salt. We'll make sure we get that on the sides. The other side. I'm not putting any seasoning on the back because you don't eat those. I'll take some crushed black pepper. And there we go. And that's ready for the grill. So as soon as the grill comes up to temperature, we'll put them on. So our grill's come up to temperature. We'll take our beef ribs, place them onto this middle rack. We'll close the lid. And we'll check on these in 4.5 hours. So it's been 4.5 hours. Let's take a look at the temperature. My thermopen's configured in Fahrenheit, just to confuse you. We were looking for somewhere around 202 degrees, which is 93 degrees Celsius. But actually, we're not looking at temperature, we're looking for tenderness. So actually, as I push this, I still see some resistance. We want this to feel like butter. On that smaller side, you can see that they're probing a lot better. It still means we need to go 1 to 2 more hours before we get anywhere near what we want. So we'll check on these again in an hour. So let's take a look at our beef ribs. See, temperature wise, we've hit the mark. And you can see some parts of this is probing, but there's a tiny bit of resistance. Tiny bit of resistance. They'll be nice now, but they won't be great. So there's a little bit of tightness here. So we'll stick these back on for another hour and then we'll give them a wrap. So it's been 8 hours. Let's take a look. See how they're probing now. Yeah, as you can see, this is just going straight through now. So they're ready to come off. We're going to wrap these, and then we're going to leave them in butcher paper for an hour. So our beef ribs have been resting for just over an hour, probably nearly an hour and a half actually. Let's take a look. They smell great. Got a nice bark. So let's slice into them. Just turn around. Take a slicing knife. There you go. You can see that fat's rendered down quite nicely. There's quite a bit of moisture still left in there, but you can see it. Got great bark, a little bit of a smoke ring. Yeah, so I'm happy with that. Thanks for watching this video. I hope you liked it. The beef ribs come out fantastic. Head over to BBQLAND.co.uk to find out more information on the Masterbuilt Gravity Series 1050.